welcome to my garden. My name is Anna. Today, I want to share with you how I harvest my onions and the things that I look for whenever my onions are getting ready for harvest. So, I started my onions on December last year. So, they've been on their bed for about 5 months now. So, one of the things that I start looking for when my onions have been on the ground for a while is the neck of the onion. So if the neck is soft, I will stop watering because that means that the process of drying has started. But if the neck of the onion is still hard and kind of green, then that means that the process hasn't started. So I'm gonna leave them a little bit longer, and I can still water. But if the neck is getting white and very soft, then that means that no more water, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. That way, if they flop, I can harvest them. So now that you know your onions are ready for storage, that they stopped growing, that the process of drying has started, let's say you forgot to check the weather and it rained. What you can do is just leave your onions, don't pull them out, leave them on the ground and let them dry. A few days should be good. You don't want to pull onions that are wet and put them in storage to dry, because if they're wet, that is gonna cause rot, mold, so your onions won't last in your storage. I will keep an eye on the forecast to make sure that my onions don't get rained on. But if that happens, like I say, just leave them a little bit longer so the sun can help you dry them, and then you can pull them and start the process of drying them. So what I do, I have a rack inside in my garage. I usually pull them and then just lay them flat. Very simple. Just let me just pick a few so I can show you. And then just, next to each other. Um, just not on top of each other, because you want airflow. You want to place them in a spot where they can have airflow. So whenever you are harvesting your onions, be careful how you pull them, because the neck of the onion is pretty soft and tender, and if you pull it too hard, it's gonna yank the stem off. So make sure that you wiggle the onion and then you can pull it. So now let's harvest them. Okay, so now that I harvested all of my onions, I am going to add a mixture of topsoil and compost to this part of the bed. Now I have more space to plant, so I have a bell pepper and another eggplant. But I thought that growing corn in this little space will be the perfect idea, because I have a watermelon right here, and I thought maybe the watermelon can run at the bottom and the corn can grow tall. So I might do that, but I don't know, because I have a hard time growing corn. Um, a few years ago, I tried it, and oh man, there was so many caterpillars in those corn, and it was a big struggle, and they didn't get pollinated good. With corn, you have to plant a good amount of corn for them to be able to get pollinated correctly. So I don't know, I might give that a try, or I just plant my eggplant and bell pepper. We'll see. But I just thought that something tall will be cool for the watermelon. I usually don't grow watermelons on my raised beds, but this year I'm gonna give it a try because watermelons are getting very expensive at the store. So I wanna give them a try. So yeah, so now let's talk about drying them. So my onions, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take them to my garage and I'm gonna just lay them flat. I have a rack, like a metal rack, and I'm just gonna lay them flat. I'm gonna try not to stack them on top of each other, just lay them flat next to each other. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. The process of drying takes between 2 to 4 weeks, but you can, use them as you need them. Still, they don't need to be um, super dry for you to use them. You can, grab a few as you go. Once they're completely dry, you can put them in a, how do you call that? Like a burlap bag, or even like just a basket, as long as they have good airflow and they're not too hot. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna go put them in my garage, and I think that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.